Okay. Woo! All right. Good evening, smart family. Oh my God, Streamlabs. Welcome back to another episode of Elevated. Of course, I'm your host, the Elevated Engineer. So, on today's episode, we're going to talk about a couple of things. I really want to focus on a hot topic right now. We're talking about Chinese quantum supremacy. So, before we go any further, I gotta show you guys one little quick video, and you can leave some comments below after the video goes live or what have you, and you can judge for yourself. So, just give me a moment. All right, can we see this? All right.
它就采取了由76个光子这个输出，然后呢，在100乘100的这样一个目前世界上最大尺度的这样一个干涉仪里面进行干涉。那么这个干涉的过程呢，其实也是我们完成计算的这样一个过程。
这个9章号啊，展示了量子计算的这个强大的算力，所以它就可以把我们有些传统上认为是比较困难的问题啊，用我们的计算机呢，就可以来做一些呢有效的、有益的探索。
Could you all hear that? Let me do that. Play that again one more time, just so you can all can hear it a little better.
它就采取了由76个光子这个输出。 然后呢，在100乘100的这样一个目前世界上最大尺度的这样一个干涉仪里面进行干涉。那么这个干涉的过程呢，其实也是我们完成计算的这样一个过程。
这个9章号啊，展示了量子计算的这个强大的算力，所以它就可以把我们有些传统上认为是比较困难的问题啊，用我们的计算机呢，就可以来做一些呢有效的、有益的探索。
Okay, so what did we think? Chinese quantum supremacy. So, as we know, I've mentioned on my Elevated program many a times the prospects of quantum computing and how a couple of companies like Google, IBM are in a race for quantum supremacy. Basically, they're in a race to see who can, like stabilize the most quantum bits at one point in time. As you can see from that video, and this was announced a couple of days ago, Chinese are coming along pretty well. So, I definitely wanted to look at that because I don't know. I don't know, because it's the Chinese, man, and you know, say what you will, they definitely, you know, they're not you know, dumb people or anything, but you know, do you believe them? I mean, okay, let's do, here's why, you know, and if they got it, they got it, no problem, cool, go for them. But are the Chinese telling the truth? I mean, okay, look, this sounds very coronavirus-y, doesn't exist, like, you know what I mean? Can we really trust the Chinese on anything? either way, the Chinese are heavily invested in tech, and the U.S. is falling behind. But what I'm saying is, in regards to Chinese, quantum supremacy, which everyone is really going for, you can't really take their word for it because, I mean, as we've seen with, well, damn near everything, they are liars. And, I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, they have their way of doing things. But, the Chinese could very easily say, yeah, we got quantum supremacy. But then if you send like a scientific investigation team, like, are you sure? Yeah, I got quantum supremacy? Y'all have quantum computers? I have no doubt that China is heavily invested in, quantum computing and really all these new technologies. But what I'm saying is, it's the Chinese, man. So that's why I want to kind of look at that video really quick, because I just if they're telling the truth, cool. But the Chinese ain't really our allies, and we're fooling ourselves if we do believe that. They're not necessarily here to be friends. And although it is nice to have them studying stuff, because they're going to open up, I'm sure they're going to study it, and they're going to open up, new pathways of quantum computing just by strictly studying it alone. They're good, but have they achieved quantum supremacy? I don't know. There's no real way to verify if they've actually done it. So salute to them if they actually got it done. But we should be careful about what we kind of take from them in terms of, their word on anything. And I mean, I think we should just be careful. But hey, I can't pronounce what their quantum computer is. I'm not even gonna try. But hey, as you can tell, they're heavily invested in it, and the Chinese gonna be spending mad dollars on it. So that's what they do. So either way, man, the U.S. is falling behind in our tech infrastructure. So this is something we should really point out. My next topic for today is completely not related to quantum supremacy, and I gotta ask, is there a certain segment of black women who just despise black men? I know that's a hell of a leap. I know. Quantum computing, supremacy, and then, gender relationships between black men and black women. But, man, there was a video I seen today that I really want to just take a look at. I'm sure the people who are seeing this know what I'm talking about, but it was the whole... for anyone who's seen, was a couple of weeks ago where, the boxing match with Nate Robinson, the basketball player who should have never been boxing at that level, against, I think it was Jake Paul or Logan Paul. It was Jake Paul, right? Wait, Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson, and Logan Paul is fighting Floyd, which is, I ain't ordering that shit, but yeah, he put him to sleep. But before I get too much into it, this is why, I wanted to talk about quantum computing because I really wanted to say who are our allies, and now I want to transition to the people who, claim to be our allies, but really aren't, and that is these two nice young ladies. So just give me a second. We're going to pull that up really quick, and I want to see what you all think. Would you leave some comments, please? And, yeah, we'll just go from there.
Ask Jake Paul right here in front of America. Jake, consider where we are right now in our racial conversation in America. Was what you did to Nate Robinson racist?
That is the question of the week.
Man.
Nah, stop playing with me. Come on.
Listen, Jake, it's a sensitive time right now. We just had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America. So that's why I asked that. But just tell us about that moment real quick, because it looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we train for. You know, at the end of the day, boxing is a sport, and you know, you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did, and I worked hard for this. And you know, Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he is frozen.
Hey, can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
my Wi-Fi is unstable, like my relationship.
Honestly, I didn't even know that Nate called him out. I'm not surprised, but yeah, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but just keep watching it. Now, remember what they said? It was a joke, right?
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First and foremost, was it racist to knock a black man out? That is the question of the
No,
week.
stop asking me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question? Why is it a shitty question?
Because how does this have anything to?
What the hell does that have to do with boxing? Now remember, she said it was a joke. Now the lady Cari champion is saying no. That's a good question. No, that's a serious question. Like, but you just said it was a joke. You're trying to laugh it off. Like, y'all see where I'm about to go with this. Y'all see where this is going. We know where this is going. Yeah. Only a few seconds left.
To do with race. It doesn't.
It's a fine question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
That's right.
Like, because if you can go from
You know what? He just hit himself harder than Nate Robinson ever hit him.
Yeah, if you can go.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I just I don't know. We know some. This is bullshit. I mean, as a black man, as a martial artist, I'm like, this is bullshit. Okay, and the reason I say do they hate black men, black people really, but remember blame black men? Remember that? Hashtag blame black men? Right after the election? It was like a damn month ago. Who was behind that? Or at least who promoted that shit? Jemele Hill. Come on, man. Cari champion has expressed a worship of white men and even married one. The truth is, I don't think either of these chicks are pro-black. I think they're pro-Cari champion and Jemele Hill. Like white folks, they profit off of and exploit black people. And you can tell. Like, how do you go from blame black men a month ago, right after the election? Because remember, right after the election, they was like, oh, black man, you didn't support Joe Biden. You didn't support Joe Biden. Okay. Now, for those in Twitter land and social media land who've been paying attention, didn't we hear that where Biden was talking crazy to the so-called civil rights leaders, right? Blame black men, right? Okay. Last time I checked, the numbers were about 82%, maybe a little higher than that. The black men that voted for Joe Biden. Black women was like 90%, 91%. Actually, I think black women was like 85%. Black women were like 93%, something like that. Like, it averaged out to like 88, whatever. 88, 89% for one political party is ridiculous. Okay, so that's the thing. Like, it really pisses me off because it's so disrespectful to not only black men, but black people. You're saying, you dumb idiots, that because this Jake Paul guy, who's been training for like 3 years, at least, I've seen him. He has a few fights, professional fights, and Nate Robinson is a basketball player. Like, what are we talking about, right? So I don't even know how this fight even started, but I knew I wasn't gonna spend money on that shit. I knew that for a fact, and I didn't. But Jake said it. He said the job is to, knock the other guy out, essentially. Like, and that's what he did. He did what he was supposed to do. Did you see the way that fight went? It was ridiculous. And Nate got rightfully so slapped. He wasn't ready for Jake. So what? It ain't got nothing to do with race. But let's switch that up on it for just a minute. And this is why this bothers me. And this is why I'm sure it bothers a lot of brothers. Because we see this shit all the time. And nobody ever calls out black women specifically on this. Bullshit. See, we call out brothers who be selling now, who be selling the coon juice. We call out Sheriff Clark. We call out, Stephen A. We call out all these dudes. But we never call out black women like that. And it's about time for us to start doing it, because this is, to me, I think it's unacceptable. That's like saying because LeBron James dunked on Porzingis, LeBron is racist. Like, what the? Or here's a better one. Cari champion is because you married a white guy. Does that mean that you're racist? Well, she seems like she has a disdain for black people with her fake ass hair, like just white girl hair all flowing down and stuff. You talking about was it racist? And Jemele Hill, Jesus Christ, blame black men. Do you know how dangerous that is? That means that had Joe Biden lost the goddamn election, which is debatable now whether he did, but had Joe Biden lost the election, they would have targeted black men for almost every negative, consequence of that. Whatever. I don't care either way, because I would never vote for these people. But it just goes to show you that these people like Jemele Hill. People like Cari Champion. A lot of Sage Stills. I can go down the list. of... See, they look at Candace Owens as a Bedwood sellout because she's on the right. And rightfully so, she is. But they don't look at these other girls, women, like they're sellouts. But because they're on the liberal media side of the left, it was debatable because they both got fired from ESPN, and I see why, because they're both terrible reporters. But now they trying to do the woke thing, the woke thing, and it's a fad for them. For us, it's life or death. It's not woke, it's melanated consciousness. We in here. So that bothers me, man, and it also bothers me that they don't get checked like they're supposed to, because it really should be black women checking them, but I don't see it happening like that. I see it to an extent. Some go in. Yvette Carnell went in, or she does go in on those types of things, and others. But I don't see it enough. And you get the black men don't protect us. Why would we protect some shit like that, man? Like, what is there to protect? Old girl got white daddy. Let him protect her. He's the head of her household, right? So, when you see stuff like this, is it racist that Nate Robinson got knocked out? No, Nate Robinson wasn't good enough to be fighting Jake Paul, and Jake Paul showed him what the fuck was going on. But this whole narrative, like, these little sound bites, these little 2-minute sound bites. I'm looking at this thing right now, it has 1.4 million views, but ain't nobody watching this damn show. Who the hell's watching it? Besides bots. I would never watch nothing from Jemele Hill. I've made that clear how I felt about her. I think I blocked her. I'm pretty sure I did, like a few years ago. Like, hell no. But it's. I see it in a lot of different spaces that with this whole shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, his channel, because he actually had a really good point. He has the whole black manosphere thing. I don't know, if I'll be a part of that or whatever. I respect it though. But he's just saying like, yo, this is he pointed to Kevin Samuels, right? So Kevin Samuels is the dating coach, relationship guy, and he went viral because he basically told a woman who was below average in my opinion, but she, he was like, you're average at best, and if you don't, change your habits, you go die alone. It's the truth. How many black women are single, but they independent women, I'm making money, but you single. You at home, and it's not just black women. It is women in general, but I see it, of course, I am black, but I see it a lot in black women where you're just like, you're not even at the top, like, list of hotness or really compatibility. I mean, whatever. I don't want to go through the, the stats of the single mothers and the, babies out of wedlock and all that stuff, which black women top. But I just see a lot of, we got to protect black women. But, man, look, I'm not going to protect Jemele or Cari any more than I'm going to protect Candace Owens, man. They know who they are. They know what they're doing, and they know it's foul. But we let it slide because they're women. And a lot of brothers are starting to, for lack of a better term, fight back. So, I just don't agree with this. This isn't journalism, really. It's more like, spotting current trends and then just, it's kind of like what I'm doing. But I'm not sitting up here saying I'm a journalist. This is just my opinion. I'll present facts, but I'm not an official source or anything. I don't sit there and do that kind of stuff. I don't know that much about the Jake Pauls and Logan Paul brothers. From what I have seen much about them, typical white boys on YouTube, doing their thing. I don't really, that's not my thing. But he seemed like he handled it pretty well. I can't lie, man. Because that was definitely a setup. And what's funny? It reminds me of the Vlad situation. Like how black folks just fall for everything that Vlad just throws at us, right? And it's kind of crazy because we'll tell everything to Vlad, and then look at what happened to the rapper Casanova. Casanova is done, Either he goes snitch or he's going away. That's how the feds rock and roll, man. But they say plain as day we got a lot of this stuff off of your Vlad TV interviews. Well, Jake seen what these dumb bitches were trying to do, and he was like, "Yo, nah, it's not racist. What are you doing? You trying to make it something that's not, and it's the truth. Like, come on, so I just think you gotta be very wary, man, of people like that, man. People who, especially folks that look like us, who claim to be for us, but all evidence is to the contrary. You gotta be wary of those types of people, man, because they're dangerous, man. So I just think that as brothers, I said like a straight white boy when I said that, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. We gotta be wary of stuff like that, brothers and sisters, black folk in general, because these are the type of Oprah type of ladies who pretend to be down for black folks. They're just exploiting. That's all they're doing. They're exploiting just like white folks do, and brothers are starting to fight back, bro, because we have to. Because nobody else is going to. That's why I brought up the Kevin Samuels thing, because he had that. He had that interview, and, you seen a lot from black women like, oh, yeah, he's so mean, but now he's just telling you the truth. And if you can handle it, cool. The lady called him up and asked him this question. You should know what Kevin Samuels is already. I know who Kevin Samuels is. I mean, you know, I think TVA has a lot more substance, and he sounds a lot like TVA, which is obvious to anybody who's ever listened to Jason Black. You can listen to Jason Black and go to Kevin Samuels, like, yeah. But no, salute to that. I've learned from Jason Black. We all have, to be honest. But Jason just has more substance. So on that, we move to the next topic. Next episode, Get on Code, baby. Yeah. So finally, a much needed episode on the Get on Code will be finally uploaded tomorrow. Woo! I've been working on it for a while, so I'm kind of happy that it's finally come to fruition. I know I've been saying that that I was gonna have this up probably like 2 months ago, but gosh darn it, I've been busy. But this was a good one, man. This one is actually focusing on movement, building a plane and adjusting gravity and having character model movement. It could be applied to any character model, as far as I know, in Unity, C#. So it's a lot of good information. This one's a little bit longer than the last one because the coding took me some time, but I think it's definitely more. I think it's better than the first one, but you know, I'll leave that to you all to judge. Yeah, so that's gonna be coming up tomorrow. What else? Okay, yeah. Also, new video will be coming in the next couple of weeks. I haven't narrowed down the exact topic yet, but man, I've been working so hard on this particular Get on Code episode, editing and actually doing the coding and stuff, that man, it took me a long time. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna be uploading one. I should probably get another video out, maybe 1 to 2 videos after this. So maybe 3 videos before the end of the year, but at least 2. So that's the state of the art. Altered reality technology, baby. You know, one thing at a time. We're just building up right now, and we're just going from there. You know, I appreciate all the support from everybody, man. I really hope you guys enjoy these videos and you can learn something from it and use it to your advantage to build up. So, yeah, I'm so glad. It's taking a while, so yay. With that being said, man, the U.S. may fall behind technology-wise, but black folks will not, as long as I'm here. So, keep on coming with me and get back on code. So, that's it for this week's episode of Elevated. I'm your host, the Elevated Engineer. Real quick, do me a quick favor, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support you all give me. Trust me. I've been busy as shit. So, with that being said, thank you so much. And again, check out Get on Code. I appreciate it. It's been the episode that y'all been waiting for, I hope. So, with that being said, that's it.